I've always had a very hard time as a teacher. I'm a teacher, and I teach college freshmen for the most part, so 18, 19-year-olds. And at the end of the semester, they write evaluations of your teaching. And, they're often good, right? But there's always people that think you suck. And those are the only ones I ever remember, usually. These snarky comments, the the things about why you suck. And I've gotten evaluations, and 2 or 3 or 4 were bad out of 75 or whatever, and some are a lot of them, they don't really say anything. It's hard to tell if they got anything out of the class or not. But those few comments that are made by people that don't like you really stick and really hurt. Now, since my last semester I had some evaluations that I thought were unfair and, kind of hurt because I felt I'd done a good job. And I actually, I was put off for a couple days by it. I was anxious and I was kind of depressed. And just today, right before recording this, I got back a new batch of evaluations. But this time I had studied Stoicism for a whole, 4 or 5 months in between. And before I even opened the email, I still got a little nervous. But I told myself, there's going to be good things in here and bad things. And that's just a judgment call there. In terms of good or bad, I mean positive or negative evaluations. Let's see what the worst evaluation is. Let's look forward. Let's look forward to seeing what it is, rather than looking at a bad evaluation and using the impression, oh, this person didn't like me, I must be a bad person. I thought, let's just see what this person had to say and laugh about it. So, in the case of evaluations like that, I don't take 1 or 2 bad I shouldn't take 1 or 2 very seriously. If I see a pattern where a lot of people say something's wrong with what I'm doing, I might say, well, maybe there's some reality to this. I will change my impression from indifference to maybe I do need to work on this aspect of what I do. But, one angry person should not affect your day. You shouldn't let it get to you. Don't look at what one person says, because who knows what, think of it this way. You don't know what's going on in their lives. In the case of someone who's mad at you, you don't know what's going on in their personal life. You might just be the target of their frustrations, even though you didn't do much of the causing of the frustration. It's hard to know. So the moral thing to do is just to let it go. Remember, they are your brothers, they are your sisters of humanity. And you've been mad at people unfairly as well, so just let it go. And don't let that impression turn into anxiety. So you receive a stimulus, which is just a thing. It has no judgment of good or bad applied to it. Your impressions then take it and try to tell you, hey, this just happened. This is a good thing. This is a bad thing. But then your reason kicks in. Reason allows you to take that thing and stop it dead in its tracks and say, listen, as Epictetus says, you are nothing but an impression, and I don't give you permission to affect me anymore. Goodbye. And or you could say, you are an impression. You may have some truth to you. I will listen to you, and I will think about it. The choice is yours. One thing I like about Stoicism is there's not a lot of rigid dogma like at least in this way, you have a choice what to do. You don't have a rigid set of rules that you must never listen to what someone else says, or you always should listen to what they say. It's use your reason, but more importantly, pause. Give yourself pause before reacting. Stop and think about it. Always put everything that happens to you in a or how should I say this? Put a buffer between yourself and everything that happens. Put a little bit of a buffer. Don't react instantly. Something happens. Somebody says something. Let it run through the filter of Stoicism before you react. Is this worth reacting to? Should I take a breath and move on? Is this worth getting upset about? Use your power of assent to your impressions or deny assent to impressions. Don't give them power over you. Use your reason to make that judgment call. All right, that's enough of that for today. You all have a good week. Carpe diem. Catch you later. Send me an email, sundaystoic@gmail.com.